Today I'll be telling you about Allen Iverson and him growing up, and is a little bit about his childhood and then him growing up as a man and becoming an NBA star slash legend, and why he'll always be remembered in the NBA. He was born June 7th, 1979 in Hampton, Virginia. His mom and dad had split whenever he was very young. His mom had him whenever she was 15 years old, and she really didn't know how to raise Allen too well, because his dad had skipped out on him whenever he was born. So Allen grew up just wanting to, had anger issues playing football, just wanted to be a football star because that's what he loved playing. And one day his mom was like, "Allen, you're going to go to basketball practice." And Allen was like, "Nah, Mom, I'm not going to that, nah." And she ended up forcing him to go. And he ends up going, and he actually starts playing. And he realizes that he can actually play, and he's pretty good. So Allen ends up picking it up. And later on, once he reached high school, he continued to play football. And his freshman year, he made varsity football because he was one of the best kick returners in his whole state. And he was just playing, and up until his junior season, this was the year that they had went all the way, and they had won state. And at the same time, Allen was playing football and basketball, so he was a great talent at both. And they had won state his junior year, and he was just yelling like, "Oh, we need to win it in basketball." He was just being extra cocky about how they had won the championship in football and how they was going to get one in basketball. And they actually did get one in basketball too. And once they got both of those championships, that's whenever it put, his name went out, you could say. He started to blow up, and everybody was like, "Who is this Allen Iverson? Who is this? Who is this?" Just talking about Allen Iverson. And once he played in the championship game, there was obviously a lot of scouts and coaches there to watch him play. And one of the coaches that watched him play was from Georgetown, and they really liked Allen. They really liked how he played, how his attitude on the court, how strong-minded he was, even though he was so small and way smaller than everybody else. So they ended up recruiting him, and Allen he just played there 1 year. And after that, in 1995, he got drafted to the Philadelphia 76ers, where there he played about 9 seasons with the Sixers. And he led the NBA in scoring for countless years. And not to mention, he was only 6'1", and he only weighed 145 pounds. And as you know, the NBA has 7'6", 7 foot, all these big dudes. And Allen Iverson was just one of the best players to play in the NBA. And all this time, the Sixers, the team that he played on, they weren't very good at all. Half the people on the team couldn't even play, but Allen Iverson had stepped up his 2001 season, and he came through for the Sixers and took them all the way to the finals. He was averaging about 40 points a game. And once they got there, they won the first game of the series, but then after that, the Lakers, Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal just outweighed the Sixers, and they ended up losing the championship that year. But after that, Allen Iverson continued to play, and he continued to play with the Sixers. But later on, he ended up switching teams and just went around to different teams. And now Allen Iverson is playing overseas. He played in Turkey, China. He's been playing in countless different types of countries and all over the all over the world. But now he's trying to come back, but nobody really wants him because of his image. Because he was one of the first people to come in wearing cornrows on his hair. He had tattoos. Like, everybody just didn't want him because of his attitude, and he never thought that he needed to practice, or never thought that he had to go to practice or stuff like that. And he actually has a famous clip for him, like, repeating practice. He's like, practice, I don't have to go to practice. He's just talking, and the video actually has quite a bit of views. So the reason why Allen Iverson will always be a legend in the NBA, even though he doesn't play in the NBA anymore, is because of his killer crossover. It was a crossover that was pretty much made up by him, and it would make you think that he's going left when actually he's going right. He would just take the ball in this hand and come out, like, jump to this side and then come back over to this side and cross over, and he would leave you all the way over here. And, like, that's one of the best moves that you can do in basketball. And nowadays, just about every player that plays basketball uses that move. So Allen Iverson he's really, like, that's his move. So anybody that does it can't say that they, like, got it, they made it up or something like that, because everybody knows that Allen Iverson is the first person that did that and made that move famous. Like, everybody knows who Michael Jordan is, and Allen Iverson actually did this move on him and crossed him over and, like, pulled up and shot it and made the crowd go crazy. So, but that just tells you how much courage Allen Iverson has. And even though he was young and that was his first season coming into the NBA, he still had enough courage to, like, cross over Jordan and then pull up and make the shot in his face, even with all the pressure.